Hey YouTube, Rico Knows here. I actually already recorded this video once, and I just decided to do it over again because I want to go a different direction with this video. First and foremost, shout out to UCF. They are losing former 5-star running back Demarkus Bowman. They're losing him. He's jumping in the portal, and it looks like they're going to get Peny Boone. If you ask me, I think Peny Boone's on the way. Going to probably make them the best running back tandem in the Big 12. One of the better running back rooms in America. RJ Harvey, now Peny Boone. It's pretty good stuff. But if you look at Demarkus Bowman, I was looking down here in the comments and somebody said he's a major bust. This is a young man coming out of high school, 5 stars. If you go to 24/7 or anywhere, they had him the number 2 running back in the country. Okay, they told you he was almost as good as B. John Robinson. Some of these other professional running backs, shout out to Jahmyr Gibbs, Tank Bigsby, Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, you name them. In 2020, the running backs came out, and they were running deep. Now, obviously, I have a real disdain for the websites. The recruiting websites get it wrong all the time, and now the young man gets labeled a bust. He's a bust because he didn't live up to the hype and expectations put upon him by a recruiting website. I have issue with that. All right? These young men just go to school, they got to compete, and then you start labeling them a certain way, and you call them a bust. And you put it all over the internet, and I don't agree. Okay, this is a young man that initially enrolled at Clemson for about 2 months, and then he hit the portal, went to Florida. Was at Florida for a year, backup running back, then transfers to UCF. What I'll remind all these young men, if you are a good player and you're on the bench, if you can't play at Clemson, you can't play at Florida. If you can't play at Florida, you can't play at UCF. The talent gap isn't that big. You got to go find a different echelon of football, a lower level of football, if you want to contribute and see the field. Now, there are plenty of players out there that just want to wear the jersey and tell people, this is where I play, this is who I'm associated with, and just get that notoriety. But you're not ready to play on Saturdays. You're not ready to compete with the best in the country or try to pursue your lifelong dream of playing in the NFL. Like, you're just not that guy. Get a degree, move on. Now, I don't know if this is a highly academic young man. I've never talked to him. I can tell you that typically recruits coming out of Clemson are good students, good student athletes. They check all the boxes. But as I watch this young man not meet expectations, you have to wonder, what is his desired end state? And I hope his desired end state is to experience the college football experience. Like, hey, I want to be on a team. I want to contribute to something, as opposed to just have a jersey and never see the field. So, Demarkus Bowman, please be realistic about your next option. I see a lot of transfers not be realistic or just transfer from one bench to the next. But I already know UCF's going to be fine. Peny Boone's going to come in and contribute to that running back room. If he doesn't, well, that's just an opportunity for another player to, get in the rotation and get some carries and contribute. But for me, it would be a home run hire if UCF replaces this young man for Peny Boone. Another thing, recruiting in 2020 was hard. There was a lot of misses. There was a lot of things done wrong. And a lot of that has to do with COVID. The fact that coaches couldn't go and do in-house visits, go to your school and talk to your coach and meet you in person. They had to recruit remotely. That really put a damper on how you recruited players in 2020. And there was a ton of character misses and a ton of things wrong. If you look at these rankings, I'm not a big fan of these rankings, just so we're clear. But you see star players like Blake Corum and Trey Benson, and there's Peny Boone, by the way, among some really bad recruits in here, some really bad players, even some people have been arrested, kicked out of multiple universities, just character concerns up the wazoo, and you couldn't identify those concerns because of COVID. You just had to go with what you knew, right? So congratulations nonetheless. I hope UCF comes out on top. I hope this young man, Demarkus Bowman, lands on his feet, but it's for the best for everybody. Your friends don't know, but Rico knows. Peace, y'all.